Well, he said he wasn't going to talk to me. He didn't trust the mainstream media. He feels that the public don't trust us and that anything that he would say to us would in some way be twisted. Obviously, I was just explaining to him that he could say what he liked. He could come out, he could speak to us, and we would broadcast whatever he said, as long as it wasn't obviously in contempt of court or in breach of any other rules and regulations. But he had been advised by his lawyers not to talk to the media, of course. But he could have perhaps answered questions about whether he had any regrets, as I was asking him, about the conviction that was upheld, the one in Canterbury, where the judge accepted that that couldn't be quashed, that that conviction stood. Obviously, what he couldn't talk about was the legal case in Leeds, where he will have to go back to trial because that has been remitted, so he will have to face questions around that. The reason it's been thrown out is because of a lot of procedural matters. He didn't have time to speak to a lawyer. He didn't have time to, well, he only got 33 minutes with a lawyer. He didn't have time to prepare his case. He wasn't fully aware of the charges, the contempt charges against him and the nature of those charges. And his lawyers argued that the sentence was too long. He was given 10 months and then a further 3 months because he had been in breach of the suspended sentence he got at the time of the Canterbury offence, which, as I say, is the offence that was still upheld, but at that time it was a suspended sentence. So if you don't count the Leeds one, then you could argue he shouldn't have gone to jail at all. So he's come out, you saw him there, he was carrying these big, large bags. He had a few friends come along to help him do that. There was quite a few of us media there, and yeah, I was first up to him to ask him a few questions, but he didn't want to talk to me. I mean, you can tell he really didn't want to make a statement at this stage. He may give an interview at a later date, perhaps, once he's had some time to reflect. But for now, he's saying that we can't be trusted to speak to because we're not giving him a fair hearing. I did point out, of course, that actually the media has covered his campaign. So many people would say we shouldn't even be standing here. We shouldn't be giving him the oxygen of publicity by talking about this case. But it did have a huge following. He did have hundreds of thousands of people who are backing him. And there are people from even the alt-right movement in America, in the USA, who now want to back Tommy Robinson as a political figure within the UK. And all the publicity surrounding this will no doubt help the former EDL founder to perhaps re-establish himself as a political figure. So interesting times ahead for Tommy Robinson.
Okay, for now, thank you.